Hello, hello, and welcome, lovely people. We are back again for another painting evening. Welcome to Kevbot, Vladimir. Great to see you guys in chat. Lovely as always. I hope you're having a great day. It's been a very interesting day today. The weather has been raining for the most part. It was really nice this morning, but then it started raining, and then we had a thunderstorm, which was interesting. Match Maya, welcome. Hi, how are you? Great to have you here. So yes, it was thundering and sounded like people were throwing furniture down the stairs for a while, but it's thankfully cleared up now. It's still spitting a bit out there, but for the most part, it seems to have cleared up, which is nice. So today I'm going to be painting this absolutely adorable little duo. This is a commission for a good friend of mine from Instagram. Oh, look who just entered chat. Lucy. Hello. Look at your darlings that I am painting this evening. See if I can get this light a little better this time because my goodness, is it difficult? There we go. How are you doing, Lucy? You're in waiting. Tell them I miss them. Your mama misses you, darlings. And I am doing my best to get you all done and back home to her because she is waiting for you. You're okay, good. Yeah, I'm all right. I had vertigo last night, and I've still kind of got it today, which isn't overly fun. I think it was all the fairground rides that I went on Saturday. There were quite a lot of them, and most of them were. There was like a mini roller coaster, and then there was two different types of dodgems that we went on, and a ghost train, which was incredibly boring, unfortunately. It was literally just a black tunnel with screaming audio being played at you the whole way through, and the occasional like light strobing, which was just not worth the $5 that we paid each, I might add. Like, fairground rides are extortionate now. Absolutely bloody extortionate. But that's just the world we seem to be living in. Right, Baba here. His blanket that I'm going to be putting spots on is almost opaque. I was doing these last night, but because it was very cold due to it raining, it wasn't drying very quickly, so I left it to dry overnight, and I'm going to go back in and re-solidify it today. I have done markings. I've got them marked out at least on one side of her, and I need to do this side as well. That's what my reference here is for, that I'll be sort of loosely working off, because I only have one side reference of the horse I'm basing this colour off. Obviously, I am doing my own variation on white markings. I don't like copying real life horses markings because I don't own those horses, obviously, and I like my customs to be unique. So I'm going to start by just doing his blanket so that he can dry in preparation for his spots while I paint the other side of his mum. Using my usual mix here of white with a bit of burnt umber to create a sort of warm beigey off-white, which is my usual colour mix for dark-coated paint horses. I use yellow ochre and white for light-toned horses because it's the difference really seems to help with the overall tone of the coat as a whole, I find. So obviously he's sort of a seal bay sort of black on top and then chestnutty underneath. I bought a different white recently, and it turns out it's actually an off-white, very light cream, which is actually nice. That sounds amazing. Where'd you get that from? If I could get a ready mixed one, that'd be great. You can always use English Bulldog as reference for horse patterns. You know, I have actually been tempted to use patterns from other creatures for my horses. I found a couple of rabbits that I really like the coat patterns on as well, that I want to try putting on models. So that actually could be something that I might be doing in the near future. Oh, I love how adorable this little guy is, honestly. How is everyone doing today? What have you been up to? You got any plans for the week? Things that you're going to be doing? Anything interesting? Has the cost of model horses raised much over the last few years? As in store, like shelf quality bodies? Yes. And unfortunately, the quality of said factory finishes has gone down at the same time, which is fabulous. Not the quality of this year's and last year's models from not just Schleich, although Schleich are the worst culprits in my opinion, but also from Collecte and Breyer have been questionable. Schleich have switched to using a different plastic, which is less high quality, but they charge extortionate amounts now for some of their new releases. And Collecte are still great with detail, but their models are more prone to falling over in the later releases, which isn't as fabulous. Breyer have been having some very questionable releases because they're not very creative with their poses at the moment. And unfortunately, I've seen quite a few cases of people buying new in box Breyers and them having a lot of scuffs and factory flaws on them, which isn't fantastic. Obviously, as collectors, you want pristine models. I'm trying to craft a saddle in scale I've never done before. I keep making everything too small. Oh, I know the pain. I've done that. What scale are you doing it in? And what scale do you normally work in, out of interest? That's very cool. What kind of saddle are you making? Is it English or Western or something else entirely? Cost of repainted Schleich Collective also skyrocketed to buy as customs. Yeah. I mean, I can understand that from some people because you're paying for the quality of the artist's work, but I am definitely seeing some people selling. I don't want to say like low quality customs because everyone is at a different point in their artist journey, but some people are definitely trying to sell customs for a lot more than they're actually worth. Trying out traditional scale. Ooh, but I'm used to Schleich. It's an English saddle. Nice. Yes, I can see why you would be doing everything too small in that case, because that's a huge scale difference. I work in Schleich traditional and classic. I personally collect classic. So most of the tack that I make is in classic scale. But I do make a lot of saddlebags and things for Schleich as well. And I do tend to find when I start making something in traditional scale after working in Schleich for a while that everything feels too big all of a sudden, and I end up making things like buckle straps and things far too short for the model that they're supposed to be going on. Totally need to start making tack. Yes, you do. I want to start seeing tack from you. To be fair, I will be sending you that saddle pattern soon. I've modified the seat size on it, and it's better in scale and collecte now. I just need to run it through my computer and resize it for Schleich classic and traditional now. So fun, you should definitely try it. Yeah, see, I'm not the only one telling you. Tell you what, Lucy, I'm so glad we decided to go with the little back socks. He looks so cute with them. Like, they're just adorable, honestly. You will when you can stop the resculpting train. Is that possible for you, mate? Genuinely asking. Only asking just because you definitely have a track record of saying, "Oh, I finished this bunch. I'm not going to do that again for a while," and then the next day you message me with a picture of a chopped up pony body, saying, "Look what I did." So, yeah, that's an interesting concept. Love his back socks. Did you name them the horses? I think you did. I have a feeling they had names like back in our chat somewhere, but I don't remember what they were. um, you'd have to go back and like search in chat, I think. Started another 4 last night. 2 commissions. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Can't remember if I named them. Maybe people should give the suggestions. Yeah, folks in chat, throw out some name suggestions for this adorable little duo. See if we can give Lucy some inspiration. I will let Lucy be the judge of any names that you suggest, since they are her little prized possessions. Reginald. That's a good name for a horse. Starlight and Morning Sun. That's a gorgeous combination. Love that. Can't forget his little face star. I will be honest, I don't remember asking your permission to give him a face star, Lucy, but it was like he just was begging for one because like his head just looked really plain compared to the rest of his body, and I just kind of got a bit carried away last night in the studio. They're so cute. They are. Yeah, they were resculpted by. Was it Mozilla on Instagram? I think. And obviously being repainted by me, and obviously the lovely Lucy picked out the coat colours and patterns. They are so adorable, though. Like, I'm very honoured to have been asked to paint these two. They are so cute. Not too fussy and love face marking anyway. Oh, good. I'm glad. It does suit him. It makes him look extra cheeky. I mean, he looks cheeky anyway. He looks like the sort of foal that's just a handful for his mum. The fact he's lying down is just deceptive. He's just getting his strength back for the next wave of havoc causing, clearly. Right. Yeah, this is what I meant in, I think, one of my other streams when I said that one of my white paints was glossier than the other. This is the glossy one. You can see that even on stream. Yes, Mozilla repaints. Rearing Frisians repaint next by her. Amazing. Yeah, she does really, really good resculpts. I mean, obviously as evidenced by these two adorable creatures. Do the people commissioning pieces have specific wants or just outlines of things they want? Varies from person to person. Some people have like a very specific idea of what they're looking for. And other people just kind of give me like a few ideas that they want, like a coat color and a type of pattern. Like they might say, let's just say like buckskin Tobiano. And then they'll just sort of leave it to me to come up with the pattern design and markings and all of that stuff. Whereas other people want me to do like a sketch of what the horse will look like to approve before I start painting, and then I follow that sketch that I've done as a reference, so it turns out looking exactly like that. And some people are kind enough to just give me free range, which is what Lucy's done with my next custom I'm doing for her. I've got another commission from her lined up in the works, which, as I said in my last stream, is the Schleich Javelski, which I will be doing as a cave pony custom. And I can do any kind of cave pony I want. The only stipulation she's given me is that it has to be obviously some sort of cave pony, and we're thinking possibly have some like little cave painting marks on it and maybe a few scars or something to make it extra cool. So I'm pretty chuffed to be doing that. I like it when people have a clear-cut idea of what they want, but I like it even more when people are just like, go ham, do what you like, because I like being able to let my creativity go and just let the horse tell me what it wants sometimes. And obviously I can't do that if somebody has a very specific idea of what they want their model to look like. Super chill. Sometimes it's nice to let artists have fun with this. I agree, yeah. Especially because, like, I mean, speaking for myself at least, I can't speak for anyone else. I do my best work when I can just sort of like go crazy on a model. Like the more interesting things I can put onto it, the better I like it. And as I said in my last stream, I think that's the reason why I've started taking commissions on case by case rather than just in general now, because if somebody asks me to paint like a bog standard buckskin paint horse or something, I'm going to be bored painting it. And if I'm bored painting something, my work is going to be subpar. And I do not want to give people subpar work. Keeping me busy. You are, and I love it. I love it. Especially because like all of the ideas you come up with that you want me to paint are always like super fun and interesting to paint. Honestly, like some of the most interesting paint jobs I've ever done are on customs that you've sent me to paint. So yeah, keep I'm always happy to paint things for you, and you know it. Where are you guys from? I'm in the UK. Oh, you're in the Netherlands. Lovely. I love connecting with other model horse artists all around the world. I know quite a few in France and Germany on Instagram, and obviously some amazing folks here on home turf in the UK. So I love finding fellow artists in other places and building the little community up. Boudica, top tier pony, she is. I loved doing her. Oh my day, she was gorgeous. Right, let me find my reference photo again. Yes, it is my password, dear phone. I just have gloves on and you don't recognize me. Yes, the community is so nice, and I love that you do live streams. It is. It's a wonderful community, and thank you. That means a lot. I love doing them. It's such a nice way to be able to connect with people and get to know other artists and just have a good time, like hanging out with people while I paint as well. Obviously, I can only speak for myself, but like when I'm hanging out with people while I'm working, I get so much more done than when I'm just sat in the studio by myself. like that. Go around under the belly. Like that. Because ultimately I want to join that up. To the foreleg. Plenty of horse mad repainters around if you're looking on Insta. Plenty of nice people to talk to. Absolutely. Yeah, the Instagram model horse community is just it's one of the best things I've found, honestly. It's lovely over there. And then I'm going to connect those two up, I think. That. 99% of my friends are online nowadays. Slightly sad, but at least nice to have people to talk to. Yeah, well, I mean, I think even in real life, like I only have, like around where I live anyway, I only have like three friends. Yeah, three. One of whom is my cousin, who is a really, really good friend of mine, and then my two other friends who own a small holding. So I don't get to see them as much because they're often very busy, obviously. And obviously, when I head down your way, I have you. But yeah, online, I think I talk to people a lot more than I do in person, to be honest. Yeah, Lucy has an amazing Instagram account. She posts really, really cool model horse dioramas, and she also does a lot of posts about The Witcher as well. She makes Witcher dioramas. Really cool. So yeah, go check her out. Yeah, it's a shame that people I like aren't closer. I will have to come your way. You do. You need to come and visit me. Oh, I'd love to have you over this way. Yeah, do you have an Insta, Matchmaya? because I'd love to follow you. Maybe see what you do. Siri Schleich. Oh, okay. I think I might actually already follow you. I'm not sure. I recognize the username. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. I definitely know that username. Lovely to see you on here. Right, I think that's more or less finished mapping out where her whites are going to be. I think I might just do one on this side of her neck, since I did on the other side. What are we thinking, Lucy? Do you like how these markings are looking? See if I can get the light a bit better. There we go. She looks a lot paler on camera than she really is. Both of these are going to be appaloosas. Love them. Oh, brilliant. Good. I'm so glad. Yeah, both going to be appaloosas. Obviously, this one's a pintaloose. Her little Baba's an appaloosa. Just love the colour we went with too. Oh, I know. There's kind of like grey chestnut. Obviously, there's going to be more grey in here as well, but I'm going to have to go in with that with the acrylics rather than the pastels, because the pastels would just take years to build up properly. But she's going to have spots in between her white markings, and obviously little guy is going to have spots on his blanket as well. But I want to make sure he's fully dry before I do his spots. What kind of eye colour are you wanting to go with for these two? Out of interest, because I don't think we ever decided that. If it was me, I would give the baby some lighter coloured eyes, only because he's got a black face, and I think they'd like stand out more as an expression if they were a paler colour, but obviously that's entirely up to you. I absolutely love these brushes. They give such like natural edges to all the markings. It's really nice. It's like hair detailing without my having to do individual hair by hair at the edge of all the markings. Really hard doing the underneath of the laying ones though without nicking underneath. Yes, love blue grey eyes. Would suit both, or would some deep dark brown eyes suit the mare? Well, honestly, given that her face it looks so pale on camera. It's not. It's bright. It's like a bright chestnut in real life. Her face is like bright chestnut. So I honestly feel like pale eyes would actually really suit her too. So yeah, if that's what you'd like, then I'd definitely be down to like give them both the either grey or blue. Or I could give her like one brown amber and then one grey or blue. That could look really cool as well. Can I have a brush close up? I'm intrigued. Yeah, absolutely. So I have these brushes. They're really cool. This one is a 000, but basically it can do point work as well as brush work. So I fan it out. So pop her down a sec so she doesn't get marked up. So I fan it out like that through my paint so that it forms this shape. And then when I'm applying it on the model, see if I can get this to stay focused, it creates a really nice soft fur textured edge to the markings, which is really cool. I used to have to try and force my old brushes to do this, but these ones do it naturally and then return to their right shape afterwards, which is just absolutely amazing. You're welcome. And yes, it is really hard to paint the underside of these without mucking it up when you put them down. I'll probably end up giving the undersides of these an extra bit of TLC when I've finalized and sealed the top of the horse, just to make sure that it's all unmarked and clean. I will be honest, I've never actually worked on lying down models before. This is my first pair of lying models, so it's definitely been interesting trying to figure out how to prop them up to dry when I've sealed them without either them falling over or getting absolutely covered in mud. My answer has been to cover bottle caps in greaseproof paper and sit them on top of that so they don't stick to it. It seems to be working pretty well so far, to be honest. Have the fjord one to do for Amy. Oh, I bet you're going to have fun with that. And the OG Papo draft horse recently too. Nice. Don't think I've seen one of those in a while. Don't think I've ever had one through my workshop, that's for sure. I think I've got two Papo models in my workshop at the moment. One of them is the Anglo-Arab mare, and I can't for the life of me remember what the other one is. Oh, that's right. It's the, I think it's their acrylic, which I'm in the process of turning into a Brumby. He's gorgeous, but I'm worried I'm going to mess up his underneath. Yeah, well, the best thing I can tell you to do is put down some greaseproof paper where you're going to put him, and I can pretty much guarantee that he'll be all right. I do that with models when I'm doing the underside of their hooves as well, so I don't mess up their hoof detailing. I put them down on greaseproof paper, and I can't honestly say I've ever had any issues since I started doing that. Just going to finish solidifying this layer on the mare, and then I'm going to move on to giving Littleton some spots. It's very easy to get carried away with just continuing to do layers of whites and whites and whites, but I have spots to do and I'm looking forward to doing them, so I'm going to let these dry for a little bit. And then come back to them when they've dried so that I don't start accidentally lifting off the layers underneath. Just get the inside. Might have to try it. Yeah, give it a go. Because as I say, it's definitely been a lifesaver for me. And I mean, even with these two, it's been working a treat with having, because obviously it's here and here that gets suspended on the bottle tops, and then the belly part is just suspended in midair. And so far that's been working absolutely fine for drying these two. Probably shouldn't focus too much on the back legs at the moment because that's what I hold her by to seal her currently. Let's get that rinsed and see. See, this is the other problem. Now I need to figure out how to prop her up in here to dry her. Let's, if I pop her on the... No, I won't put her on the edge of my pastel dish. What am I thinking? I need to open that in a moment. This bubble looks dry enough now, so... She's tacky dry, so I'm just going to pop her on the paper, I think. And for this next bit, Jasper is currently in my room making another diorama, a dog diorama today. Oh, that's adorable. All right, let's put paint aside for a moment. I'm going to be doing his spots using pastel. This is how I always do my spots. And I start out by using a paper blending stick. I am just going to go and quickly find a mask because I do not want to use pastels without something to make sure I'm not inhaling any dust. So I will be back directly. Right, I'm back. Mask in place. And yes, this is a paper blending stick, which is typically used to smudge pencil in pencil drawings, but I use it to do appaloosa spots. And the way I do that is by rubbing the tip of it on my stick of pastel. I used chalk pastels to do appaloosa spots rather than pan pastels because the pastel dust is easier to control. So I do that, and then I have to decide whereabouts I want my spots. And I tend to start with the large ones and then add the smaller ones in between. So I'm going to give him a couple of large spots on his back and his butt, I think. And the reason that I use a blending stick for this is that I can almost draw them on like a pencil, but the reason that I do it with the pastel and the blending stick and not with, say, a watercolor pencil is because I can blend it to have a softer edge. Another tool to add to the Amazon cart. Yeah, you can buy packets of these for not very many pennies. And the best part is that you only really need one, because if you have a piece of sandpaper and you just do that on the sandpaper with the point of it, you'll get a clean point to use again and again and again. So it's not like it's a one-use thing, which is really cool. Yes, I can smudge these out and make them look soft like the part of the hair in a way that I can't do with a watercolor pencil. And for me, that's quite important because I like my coats to look very soft and sort of have all the markings integrated into it, as opposed to looking sort of as if they've been put on top of the coat. Some of my earlier repaint projects definitely looked more like they'd been put on top, and that's because back then I was using acrylic to do my Appaloosa markings, which did not work as well at all. Struggle to do Appaloosas nicely. I managed a nice blanket on Lily's recent resculpt, but usually not happy with them. Yeah, I mean, there've definitely been times when I've taken off like the entire pattern on an Appaloosa coat that I've done and redone it because I'm just not vibing with it. And then I use a tiny fluffy brush to blend out and get rid of the excess pastel dust from the markings and make sure that all of the pastel dust is going into the hair detailing that is on the sculpt. And obviously it doesn't particularly matter if it makes blurring around the spots because I will be going in with this brush to do that later anyway, because I'll be refining the spots using white pastel again. White paint, sorry. You're always good at tips and tricks, teaching me how to paint better. If I can give you anything that helps you with your painting journey, then I'm honored to be able to do that genuinely. It means a lot that I can give people like tips and tricks and help them to get even better at what they're doing. Like that honestly means the world to me that I can do that, because like painting model horses is such a rewarding hobby anyway. And when you find hacks that make it even better, then that just makes the enjoyment like tenfold. And obviously something else I will be doing with these spots is I will be going in with this chestnut colour to do some of the lower spots so that the coat colour underneath is still blended. I will only be doing one side of his spots on his rear end anyway on camera today because I will need to seal him before I do his other side to avoid smudging the one that I've already done. It's very easy to do, and I don't want to make that mistake, so all I'm going to do is put on the ones on top of his butt, but not the ones that go down into his flanks. He's going to be amazing. I hope so. I hope that you end up liking him. I'm always really nervous when I'm doing appaloosas because I absolutely love appies, but I do have a track record of them of having to take the spots off and redo them about 8 million times, which I'd rather not do with this little guy. Got to go, see you next time. No problem, Matchmire. I will see you again very soon, I hope. I stream pretty much every Monday evening at this same time, so hopefully I'll see you again another time, another stream, and of course I will be seeing you on Instagram as well. So enjoy the rest of your evening and have a good one. Thank you for coming by. I'm going to use my brush and go in to blur around these markings. This probably looks like I'm destroying all of the white that I put down earlier, but by doing this, when I put when I go back around it again with the white with the detailing brush, then it'll look like the spots have hair detailing around it, which is what I'm going for here, which makes all of the spots look a lot softer and really brings across that appaloosa look. No, he's looking gorgeous already. Not going to lie, I'm kind of liking Kev's suggestion of starlight and morning sun because the fall could be sunny for sure. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, absolutely, of course, because like the mum's like pale, but then he's like, you know, the sunset, the morning sun, sorry, starting to like come and take over the darkness. I love that idea. I think Sunny's a great name choice for him as well because like he's got that kind of like get up and go attitude that's like very morning person energy. Right. Get rid of some of the pastel that's on my brush so that I can get rid of some of the loose pastel dust. And that's some of his beginning of his little smoky appy markings, looking very adorable. Shockingly, I don't think I have those names. Seriously? You have a massive collection. I'm surprised that there are any names left that you don't have. Right, and obviously some of those lower ones need to be taken back to the orange, so I'm going to use the other end of my blending stick, which I keep for light colours, and I'm going to go in and go over some of those with the orange to create a colour blending so that it looks like the undercoat hasn't changed. Some darker orange. And put some at the base of that marking as well. And there we go. I'm quite happy with where that is at the moment, so obviously I will put some some more black over where I got that paint stroke on there where it's not supposed to be by mistake, and on that front leg as well. So I will seal that in and then go back in with the white. So yes, you can expect an update on him in the next couple of days, Lucy, and I'm going to change my gloves so I don't get black all over the mother. That would not be a great idea. Let me just put that back on there. Put that back over there, and just get some of my kitchen towel. This makes a bit of a mess, but it does stop loose pastel dust from flying around, which I don't really want. There we go. All right. Can take the mask off and get new gloves. Cannot see them on my tags, so yeah, it's a miracle. Amazing. Beautiful colouring. Thank you, Kev. Sorry, yes, I just sent an update in a few days. Jasper is shouting in my ears, as he is wont to do. Yeah, in the next couple of days, I should be able to send you an update on his markings. He should be, I would say he should be finished in the next couple of days, honestly. This one will take, I would say, probably another week. Only because I've still got to do her shoulder rowaning and all of her spots as well, solidifying all her white markings. And there's a little bit more ground to cover with her. But yeah, I would say probably in the next week or so, they should both be on their way to completion. So you don't have too much longer to wait. Won't lie, at first those spots looked like mud splashes, but turned out okay-ish. Yeah, they're not the finished article. I do them smudged like that so that then I can go back in with white and do hair by hair detailing in between them. If they had a solid white background in between them, my hair detailing would not show up, and the hair detailing, the hair strokes around them is what makes them end up looking like an integral part of the coat rather than sitting on top of it. So my appaloosas always goes through a stage where they look quite muddy when I first put their spots on. But yeah, I think appaloosas are probably one of the biggest examples I have of trust the process, to be honest, because they really do go through phases where you look at them and you think that is the most ugly creature I've ever seen. But give it a couple more coats and they end up looking quite good. Nice thing about the fact that I'm adding neck markings onto the mare is that I'll be able to give her a two-tone mane, which will also up the detail on her. I love doing two-tone manes and tails. They always add such a pop of detail to the overall finished piece that you just don't get with single colour manes and tails. Forget the chest marking, that would not be good. What do you think, Lucy? Should we give this one a little star as well, or should we just leave her face be? Need another perspective, another opinion on that. Starlight, maybe a little star would be cute. I agree. I think that would be very cute. Let's try that then. Some of that mixed. Let's see if I can give her a little one. we go. What do we think? I feel like that just brings like a little pop of the white into her face. I really like that. It's beautiful. Oh, good. Right, well, I have now officially gotten further on this adorable little duo. And of course, I'll be in touch with you, Lucy, very soon with some proper photos so you can see where they're at without the terrible, terrible colour that my stream camera gives. And I shall be leaving you now. I think I shall take advantage of this gap in the weather to go and seal some other models. Won't seal these two tonight, I don't think, because I want to make sure that paint's fully cured before I take sealant to it, and with it being colder at the moment, it's taking a lot longer. But sealing wet paint in is disastrous, so I will not be doing that. But yes, thank you all so much for joining me on this evening's adventure of painting tiny appaloosa spots and white markings. I've had ever so much fun chatting with you all, and I hope you've enjoyed it too. So, huge thank you to you all for spending some of your precious time with me here this evening, and I shall bid you goodbye for now, and good night.